Welcome back to our channel. If this is your first time here in this channel, I'm Barbs.
I'm Joe.
And today we're gonna cover the best 2-day itinerary for Acadia National Park in our humble opinion.
Recently came back from a trip in Acadia, but we had 2 weeks, but we kind of planned it out like, what if we only had 2 days to visit all the the activities or the paths or just all the other stuff that you can think of at Acadia National Park. So we kind of wrote down some recommendations that we feel you can kind of like take the full grasp of Acadia National Park and kind of just get the best out of it. So these are some of our recommendations in order for your 2-day itinerary in Acadia National Park.
The dog won't stop barking.
We can't control that. The dogs.
But I think the dog stopped now. Nope.
Okay, so the good thing about Acadia National Park, although it's separated into 3 islands, most of the activities and the well-known like trails and everything, like the good restaurants, are in one particular island.
The desert island.
Desert island, yes. You want to be trapped in that desert.
Acadia National Park is this thing where you have to prepare before you go. You can't just show up to the visitor center like, all right, let's see what we're gonna find. Main reason is usually from October to March at a Cadillac Mountain, you get to go all the way to the top and you get to see the sunrise, the very first sunlight in America from the Cadillac Mountain. So that is very, very competitive.
Prior to heading to Acadia National Park, you want to book 2 things, right, to make your reservations. The first one is Jordan Pond's restaurant, right? That's like the famous restaurant they have in Acadia National Park. Now, the reason I say book that prior to going to Acadia National Park, because the reservations fill up quick. Now, with that reservation, you can book that on the Jordan Pond restaurant website, and you can book that in weeks in advance to make sure you have a secure reservation and you're good to go. Now, the second one is probably the most important one, is Cadillac Mountain. And that being is because it's like the famous thing to do when you're at Acadia National Park. You can either book it for sunset or sunrise. The most famous one is the sunrise, because when it's during season, you can see the sunrise first and the East Coast, and you get bragging rights to say, hey, look, I saw the sunrise first than anybody else. So that's something to do. But you can only do that 2 days prior to the day you want to go. Only 2 days.
At 10 a.m.
Yes, 10 a.m. And when I say these are the most important things to do before, because both the reservations for Jordan Pond's restaurant and especially the Cadillac Mountain sunrise, they book up quick. And when I mean quick, I mean quick. Like, people are already there, just like how we did. We had 2 phones back to back, ready to go, ready to just book those tickets.
First thing that you have to do, go on reservation.gov, create your login, so you can actually apply and try to make a reservation for the Cadillac Mountain sunrise. As you can tell, it's competitive to make all the way up there. We didn't make it, but we're not brokenhearted. The rangers are gonna give you other couple of options to see the sunrise from. One of the very good options that they give is the Otter Cliff Overlook. It's a very good option to see the sunrise from there. You also get to see from Bar Harbor. It's an awesome location to see the sunrise from. You get the ocean, you have big rocks, and you see the lobster boats as well, just going at it. So it's an awesome location to see the sunrise from as well.
From here, you want to head over to Thunder Hole, and after that, because they're kind of nearby each other, so once you get to Thunder Hole, you gotta want to either ask the ranger kind of time it right, so you have to go 2 hours prior
to high tide.
To high tide, yes, 2 hours prior to high tide, so you can actually hear the thunder and kind of witness something cool, when the rocks formate, or not when the rocks formate, when the water hits the rocks and it creates that thunder sound.
You're gonna notice that once you open up the map, the things that we're listing make sense when it comes to the logistics side of things. Parking in Acadia National Park is a nightmare, especially if you arrive there at 11 a.m. like we did one day. It was a nightmare. They don't have too many parking options. It gets filled up very quickly. Mainly you're gonna park at the Sand Beach parking lot. You're gonna see Joe's gonna cover a couple of locations besides the Thunder Hole. Some of the trails, they are super close, all walking distance almost. So there you go.
Okay guys, so the next thing you want to do is prepare yourself for 2 trails. The first being is, well, if you kind of work your way up and kind of like built for the bravery and the courage, is the BEEHIVE trail. Reason being, because this trail is a little difficult, but kind of pull yourself up and some metal bars, but it's probably one of the best trails we've done so far in all of these national parks. When I mean the best, it's awesome. Hey, Barbie, you want to go ahead and explain on it?
So the trail
it was amazing. Like, guys,
yes.
You have to do this trail.
Yes.
Please.
So the trail is gonna be 0.8 miles up, all the way up, and then 0.8 miles all the way down. Going up is a lot more fun than coming all the way down. So Greyhead is located just across from Sand Beach. So you're gonna just go across.
At the end of Sand Beach.
At the end of Sand
Walk
Beach.
to Sand Beach. and it's at the beginning. The trailhead starts at the end of Sand Beach. You work your way up. Fantastic, amazing views of the Atlantic Ocean all around. And you can see you have some good views of Sandy Beach are there. You can probably see some wild sea lions. And yeah,
we saw one.
Saw one. He was on his own doing his whole
chilling.
thing. And then after you do that whole entire trail, which is a pretty cool trail, it's pretty moderate. You want to reward yourself at Sandy Beach, chill out, play a game of Kimbo or Pepper with whatever the volleyballers.
Or go for an ice bath.
Go for an ice bath because the Atlantic Ocean is freezing.
Up there, it's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, let me add some more dramatic. It is freezing, guys. It's freezing. All right, so that's day one. Do a quick recap. Okay, cool. So make 2 reservations. One for Jordan Pond Restaurant, right? You can make that weeks in advance. Second is Cadillac Mountain for sunrise or sunset, but definitely want to check out the sunrise. That's the most recommended one. And second, you want to do the Thunder Hole, so you can hear some thunder, hitting water between rocks. It's crazy how, environment, Mother Nature, beautiful. Third, you want to do 2 trails. BEEHIVE Trail, which is probably the best trail we've done in Acadia National Park. You got to do that one, guys. It's the best one.
I love the excitement.
Thank you. The second trail is Great Head Trail. That starts at the end, again, at the end of Sandy Beach. Right there, that's the trailhead. You can start up, pretty cool. You can climb up some crazy rocks as well. And last but not least, you want to reward yourself at Sandy Beach. Bring your beach towel, relax, do your thing. And if you're for the challenge, do a cold plunge because the Atlantic Ocean is freezing. Up
in Maine, yeah. And if you still haven't and you go to Bar Harbor, walk around. There's a lot of little stores. It's cool, a lot of little bars, live music. It's a cool place to be.
Next, if you did book the sunset instead of sunrise, or you just managed to book the sunset because the reservations for the sunrise were taken, you definitely want to check that out after you do the Jordan Pond Restaurant, or you can wait out there until it's time to go because I know they have like limited time or have like time slots where you can go for your reservation for the sunset. After they do have parking up there, of course. And if you have time, again, if you're still hungry, check out Bar Harbor. It's not too far from there. And use that free transportation that they have. I know that's kind of late in the video that we mentioned they have free transportation, but use that to its full advantage.
And also, guys, if you guys want any more information on a travel guide, Acadia National Park, click over here, up here, as we have the information guide for Acadia National Park. We just posted this video last week.
Day 2. All right, so these are very important details. You want to start your day at Jordan Pond Restaurant parking. So not in front. You're gonna see there's 2 parking lots. One that's right like on the side of Jordan Pond Restaurant, and one that's like kind of down the street, not too much additional parking basically. Because if you park at the parking lot for the restaurant, if you're not in the restaurant, they could give you a ticket or some type of citation. So we recommend parking alongside, like down the street, additional parking. But make sure you get there early. Again, you want to start your day here because parking is crazy. There's limited parking, so that's why when everybody looks for parking, they look for this particular parking lot. Second, so once you're in that parking lot, you want to walk on that Jordan Pond Trail, which is a beautiful trail if you want to do that just by itself, but you want to connect it to another known trail, which is called the Bubbles. Now there's a few ways to get to the Bubble Trail, or the Bubble Divide, but I know there's 2 ways or 3 ways. Some are very easy to get to that we took ourselves, and some are very difficult where you have to like put in some elbow grease and some leg muscle just to get up to that trailhead, the Bubbles Divide. So you can do the North Bubble, the South Bubble, and then make your way back down to Jordan Pond.
If you're not down for all that craziness, BEEHIVE, whatever that we mentioned, you can just walk around Jordan Pond. It's a pretty cool 3.5 mile if you're not up for all that craziness.
Yes. So after you do like a mile into Jordan Pond, and of course both Bubbles, because that's one of the known trails, you're probably gonna work up an appetite, so that's when you want to use that reservation for Jordan Pond Restaurant. So even if you don't make the reservation, because whatever happens, because trails can take longer than expected, you just didn't make one in general, I will still try to go to Jordan Pond Restaurant because they are pretty easygoing with having more accommodations. You can do probably tea time as well, and then so that way you can enjoy their famous popovers. These popovers are delicious. When I tell you, it's probably one of the best breads I've ever had, besides from my abuelita. Very good, very amazing, very popovers.
And let's say they didn't do a reservation, you didn't plan ahead, you can go to the second floor where they have to-go food. They have everything blueberry, which is awesome. Yeah. They have this soda, blueberry soda, which is
and they still serve popovers. You're just not in like a seating restaurant area. It's kind of like more of a cafe and have some seating. But just be aware, if you are gonna do the cafe, you have to sit outside, and there's a lot of bees. So
yeah, if you're sorry. Yeah.
Day 2 recap. Of course, you want to start your day at the parking lot for Jordan Pond Restaurant. Not across the restaurant, but like across the street from it. But there's still some walkways you can get there. Second, you want to do the Jordan Pond Trail, which is a beautiful trail itself, and then you want to go up to the Bubbles Divide and kind of figure out which pathway you want to get up there, either the easiest or the hardest. I think the hardest is quicker and the easiest a little more. It takes a little more time. From there, you want to do, if you did book a reservation for Jordan Pond, check that out. Eat some popovers. If not, go to upstairs, check out their cafe, get some of that blueberry soda, popovers again, or blueberry mojitos. Anything blueberry. Maine's known for the blueberries. Yeah. If you did book for the sunset instead of the sunrise, you can check out there up at Cadillac Mountain. If you're still hungry, you can get some more lobster rolls at Bar Harbor. There you have it, guys. That is our 2-day recommendations for Acadia National Park. Now, you don't have to go by what itinerary that we just mentioned, but it just kind of helps out because everything that we mentioned in order is fairly close to each other, and it can also help you out for timing, for parking, and everything such for it to kind of lock down Acadia National Park at the desert island in that 2 days itinerary that you might have.
Guys, the links are all gonna be down below, of course. The most important one is gonna be recreation.gov, Jordan Pond restaurant one, and just make sure that if you guys have any questions, just pop them up in the comments. We will be very excited to answer them, and happy travels.